Hi and welcome. In a strong seller's market, you might find yourself in a multi-offer situation where you're not the only one that wants to buy a certain house, and the seller is telling you to bring your highest and your best offer in, and very often only giving you a day or two to do that. Hi, my name is Tom Tussing. I'm with Century 21 All Points Realty, and I want to give you an edge over your competition in a multi-offer situation where the seller is asking for highest and best. Well, first we have to define what is highest and what is best. Highest is pretty simple. Bring in the most amount of money you would pay for this house. There's not going to be a second chance to negotiate. Okay, very simple. Now, what does best mean? Best is simply the terms of the contract beyond the monetary amount. And there's 5 points I want to go over with you that will help give you that edge. So number one, if you can pay cash, that's going to put you right at the front of the line. You'll often win a bid even if you're bringing in a little less money, because the seller doesn't have to worry about the buyer not getting their financing. Okay, that's number one. Number two, bring in a strong deposit. Okay, it's telling the seller that you're serious about buying the house. You're not going to risk that money by backing out and breaching the contract. Number three, a strong down payment is going to tell the seller you're financially strong, and that can set you ahead of other people who are bringing in a lesser down payment. Number three, the home inspection. You have the right to waive the home inspection or to do one. Now, waiving the home inspection will definitely help you out a lot in winning that bid. It's not necessarily something I would recommend. It's worked for a lot of people, but I've also seen people buy a home and in a very few days find out there's $10,000 or $20,000 worth of repairs they didn't know about that need to be done immediately. I mean, it's one thing if you can budget for them over time, but if you've got 10, 15, 20 grand worth of repairs that can't wait, that could be a real hardship after you've just put in all the money you can into getting the home. So how can you still do a home inspection and maybe have an edge over other folks who are doing home inspections? Well, there's something called an as-is rider. Look, if you've gone through the house and it looks great and there's no problems that you see, you can tell the seller by doing an as-is rider, you're willing to buy the house the way it is. If there's small problems, little things that cost money or things that you can budget over time to fix, you're willing to do it. You'll buy it that way without asking them to fix things or to reduce the price. Here's the good news with an as-is rider. It should also have the stipulation that you can terminate the contract based on the home inspection, which basically means, look, if there's small things and you can budget for them, that's not what it's telling you, but it's telling you that if you find that $10,000 or $20,000 or $15,000 during the home inspection that needs to be affixed immediately, you can terminate the contract. So you're not stuck with buying a house that, is just a big money pit. Make sense? Okay. Number 5 is, look, in a buyer's market, you would always want to use an appraisal rider. Appraisal rider basically says if the house doesn't appraise for what you're purchasing it for, you have the right to terminate the contract, or if the seller is willing, you can renegotiate to either bring it down to the appraisal or somewhere in between that works for both of you. All right. Now, in a strong seller's market, you're going to find that it's probably best in some cases not to use an appraisal rider. But before you put in your offer, you want to talk to your lender about this. Because if you have a strong down payment, you might find that you can get mortgage insurance that's very minimal. It's not going to add a lot of money to your monthly payments. So talk to your lender before you put in your offer so that if the house doesn't appraise for your offer, you can take out this mortgage insurance and it's not going to hurt too bad in the monthly payments. All right. I hope this helps win you the bid on the house of your dreams. Again, my name is Tom Tussing. If you have any questions for me anytime, my contact information is at the beginning and the end of this video. And I hope you have a great day. Happy house hunting.